Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is for you. Welcome to another lesson. We are up to day 18 and we're going to start talking about questions. Just want to make sure that everyone can see me. So if you're on YouTube, I seem to be having a little bit of trouble. So if you're on YouTube, please say hello. I think I can see Saeed is there, Edmilton, Clesio still, and maybe the comments I'll have to check separately. How are you all? Are you all in quarantine or lockdown? Are you all healthy and safe? And I hope you all still have your jobs or your study and you haven't been too affected personally. Hi Yuri, good afternoon to you. All right. So I thought I would do a few days about questions, and the first day will be about yes/no questions. Okay, Saeed, cool. I can see the chat. I just have to check on another page, which is annoying, but it's okay. So I promise I will see your comments. So I might just put this, I don't know, here maybe. Okay, so let's bring up the PowerPoint. So, how to ask questions in English, and the reason that I would like to do 3 days on questions is because it is something that I notice a lot of mistakes from students, particularly in the word order or the tense, but mainly the structure. Unsure if you need to use an auxiliary or the main verb, and then where you put the subject. It's really common to hear mistakes, and because it's a conversation skill rather than a writing or a reading skill, it's not something that you can learn from feedback very much. So, hi Maria. Okay, cool. So Jose, Saeed, yes, I can see you. All right. Now, so this is the plan. We're going to do yes/no questions today. Tomorrow we're going to do WH questions, so the who, where, why, when. And on Friday we're going to do tag questions. So that's when you have a phrase and then a little question at the end of the phrase to make a tag question. Today I'm going to do the structure of a yes/no question, and we'll look at lots and lots and lots of examples of yes/no questions in different tenses, because that can be tricky. Not all the tenses, but most of the tenses, the most common ones. And what I want you to do is to practice now in the comments. So as we go through each tense and examples, write your own examples, and then I'll be able to tell you if you are correct or incorrect. So this is the best part of teaching live, is that I can give you feedback straight away. Hi Juka. Julie, hello. Okay. So this is the basic structure of a yes/no question. So first we have the auxiliary verb, then we have the subject, then we have the main verb, and then we have the object, or we'll say other information. So the auxiliary verb, often we call that the helping verb, because it's when we already have the main verb in the sentence and we need this auxiliary, this extra helping verb, to help the main one. So the auxiliary verbs can be like do or does. Okay. The video is stopping. Oh no. Let me see. Seems all right for me. So let me know, Jane, if the video is still stopping. Okay. Okay. So the auxiliary verb can be do or does. It can also be the verb to be. It can be have. And it can be, what else? A modal, like can. So a modal. Right, so these are all the different kinds of auxiliary verbs. All right, so Saeed has asked a question. Is it correct that English speakers don't say auxiliary verbs in fast, friendly conversations like you sleep? I wouldn't say you sleep. Maybe some situations. Let's have a look as we go through, Saeed, and I'll see if I would leave it out, but not for you sleep. Okay, Saeed says everything's good. Dukas wants me to smile. Okay. All right, and then we have the subject, then we have the main verb, and the main verb are all the action verbs. So, smile, play, eat, sleep. So all of these are the main verbs, and then we have the object. So remember, as we go through the examples, you can write your own sentences, your own questions in the comments. All right, so for present simple, we have the auxiliary verb, and you can have a look here. We've got do or does. And we've also got a modal verb here, can. All right, so do you have coronavirus? So we've got do as the auxiliary, the subject is you, the main verb in this case is have, and the object or other information is coronavirus. Does she like working from home? So the main verb is like. And then, can you speak English? All right, with to be in the present simple, we use that at the start and not another auxiliary verb. Okay, so in this sentence here, are you Brazilian? Not do you are Brazilian. So if our main verb is the verb to be, is am are, then we put that at the start and then the subject and then the object or other information. So are you Brazilian? Or are you from Brazil? The meaning is the same. Is she sick? Cool. So Saeed says, you okay? Instead of are you okay? Yes. So in this case, you can leave off are in a friendly, informal conversation. We might just say, you okay? Anything else? And look, you might be able to leave off like do, does, can, but I don't think it's very common. And if you are not a native speaker, it will sound extra strange and it will sound wrong. So it's always safer to say the full sentence. What we do is we link them together so you can't hear them as separate words. So, do you have coronavirus? We'd say, do you have? Okay, so we take out the do and we just move that across there and we say do. So that might be what you hear, especially if you're watching television or movies in English. You can't hear every word, but they are actually there. All right, so we've got some examples. Clesio has said, do you like Brazilian food? Very good. And my answer is yes. Feijoada, I love. Okay. So let me know if you've got... Okay. Syed has asked another question, similar sort of question. And I'm just going to make a new page. Oops. All right. So this is a line from a movie. He don't listen to me. This is wrong. Now, there are many native English speakers that maybe don't have a very good education, or they speak like street English, and in that grammar, the grammar is wrong, okay? So it's not very common. Definitely don't copy it. If you watch lots and lots of movies that have a similar characters, you'll hear it a lot. He don't listen to me. It should be, he doesn't listen to me. But if you're watching even the subtitles, they will copy it, but it means that probably the character is not educated, or it's kind of a street language. Okay. So we'll say, oops, this is wrong. Possibly street language or okay, so I hope that makes sense, Said. All right, so this is our present simple structure. Let's now look at present continuous. Just check. I'm gonna put this one in there. So what is this? So Dirce has said, Cara, do you know Brazil? Okay. So this is a really common question, especially in Brazil, but in other maybe Spanish speaking countries, so Latin speaking countries, and they use no because the translation has a different use than how we ask this question. So what you mean to say is, have you been to Brazil? Okay. Do you know Brazil? Because my answer is yes. It's a country on the map. Because I understand this to mean, do I know about? Do I know of Brazil? But I know from Brazil that you mean to say, have you been to Brazil? And my answer to say is yes, I have. But I'm glad we got to practice that question, Dirce, because I think we have a few students from Brazil here. All right, so back to present continuous. Are you enjoying this lesson? Are you working from home? Is she studying English? So we have the verb to be as the auxiliary, and that's are, is, or am. We have the subject, you or she, and then this is the verb plus ing. Okay, so if you want to write any questions in the present continuous in the comments. Thank you, Saeed. Okay. All right, so present perfect. So this is, have you been to Brazil? We've got, have you studied questions before? Have you been to Australia? And has he finished work? So we've got the present perfect form. So the auxiliary verb is have or has. The subject, you, he, and the main verb, and this is in the past participle, or I like to just call it the verb 3. So sing, sang, sung, the verb 3. All right. Jose has asked, have you visited to Brazil? Almost. You don't need to with visit. Have you visited Brazil? If you ask been, we use to. But with visit, no to. And yes, I have. Okay, Ecclesia has asked, is the dog playing with the ball? Very good. So that's the present continuous. Good. Okay, good. So Saeed says he doesn't hear the auxiliaries. Often we say them, but we often contract them with another word. So it is very hard to hear. Yeah, so you've seen that movie. It sounds a bit strange, but they probably said, have you seen that movie? Okay, Jose, very good. That's correct. Have you ever visited Brazil? Yeah, so it can happen. It's hard for me to tell from the from not seeing the conversation. I like that one, Julie. Present perfect. All right, what's happening on Facebook? Jane has asked, can you walk? So, I think I have to hurry. I can hear my baby and she's not very happy. Okay. So this is a present simple. Can you walk in the street, not at, in the street in your city? Yes, you can. You can walk, at the moment, you can walk with one other person or anyone from your house if you are exercising. That's the only reason. So you can exercise with one other person or your family or your household. Okay. Closio, that's a good question. Have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? Nice question. Okay. All right, so let's go to past simple. So our auxiliary is did for here. Did. The subject, you, he, they. Main verb, see, like, help. So because did is in the past simple, we don't have to worry about changing the verb, the main verb. So did you see yesterday's lesson? Did he like the movie? Did they help you move house? Okay, and then similar to the present simple, you can also use the verb to be, and so that's was or were when that's the main verb. Okay, so were you late to work? Was he busy yesterday? So this is the verb to be, and then these are adjectives, not verbs. Right. Hi teacher, how are you? Please arrange Facebook Live and to add your student for question. So are. I'm well. I'm not sure what you want. I think we're doing Facebook Live. Okay. And let's do past continuous. Were you studying last night? Was she running late? And were you talking to me? So we've got the verb to be in the past, was or were. Yep. The subject, you, she, you, they, anything. The main verb with ing. Okay. Got a question here from Yuri. Maybe because you're an English teacher and you speak more clearly with us and we can hear almost everything, is it the same when you speak to your friends? Okay, so yes, I definitely speak more clearly with you because I want you to understand what I'm teaching. I also speak more clearly than many other Australians, many other native speakers, because I just do. But when I'm with my friends, I do speak faster. And so that's why every week I'm doing the listening test, so that's when I speak at a normal pace. So I definitely recommend, especially if you are more advanced, like you are, Yuri, listening to television, music, watching movies, so that you get used to many different kinds of accents and speakers. Saeed, yes, you can say I did do that for emphasis only, yeah? Not just to avoid changing the verb. Muy, very good question. And it's past simple. So I'm gonna put it in here. Way. So if you watched yesterday's lesson, you would have learnt hit the sack, which means go to bed, and I did hit the sack later last night. Nice work, Moi. Okay. Alright, so let's do future. So some examples. Will you watch tomorrow's lesson? Will the class finish on time? Will you leave the house this week? So we use will, the subject, and then the verb in the base. Finish, watch, leave. We can also use going to, and then we've got the verb to be, subject, going to, and the verb one. Okay? So questions are hard. Even simple yes/no questions, you have to think about the tense, and then you have to get the order of the question right. Do you know the American accent? Well, I know I can understand it. I'm not very good at pretending to be American. But I did do a lesson the other day about the difference between British, American, and Australian English. So you're welcome to watch that one. All right, so an example from Clesio, which is past continuous. Okay. Was she cleaning the house yesterday? Very good. And Ramilton, you're welcome. I'm glad it's useful for you. All right. So, that's all the tenses I'm going to teach today because there are a lot of tenses and I think these are the most important. But this is your homework. So, I'm just going to ignore that. Okay. These are different questions in all the different tenses that we just did, but they are in the wrong order. So the hardest part is putting them in the right order. So your homework for today is to put them in the right order. And I'm just going to copy all of this. So all the lessons are at this first link here. But because we did a lot of tense today, and you might go, oh, I forgot about present perfect, or what's the difference between past simple and past continuous? So I've made lots of videos on these topics. So if you're interested in any of them, I'm just sending them through to the comments now. So you can click on the link. Saeed says, were you there? Yeah, that's correct. Will she go to school tomorrow? That's correct. Well done, Clesio. All right. And that's the end of the class. So thank you very much for watching. Tomorrow, I'm going to do WH questions. And then on Friday, I'm going to do tag questions. And then let's on Saturday do the listening so you can hear me speaking at a normal speed, not slow. I've also got listening lessons on YouTube where I have a conversation slow as well as at normal speed. So that might be useful if you want to practice your listening and understanding native English speakers. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.